Greetings, YouTube. I'm a big believer in therapy. That might seem like a really random way to start off this video, but you see, over the years, I've developed something called trust issues. Now, I'm not saying I didn't have them before 5 years ago, but I feel like they're significantly worse now than they've ever been. Part of that is because, well, I have allowed myself to trust the company that has made this game for several years, though they weren't always in charge of the Marvel Casino of Champions. So, basically, here's the deal. We had this wonderful, fantastic opportunity to have our gold traded in October. And for so many people, it was great. And objectively speaking, for me, as somebody who still has 380 million gold, it was like the greatest thing ever. We got some 6-star Nexus out of it. We got some rank up gems. It seemed like the kindest thing Kabam had ever done to free-to-play players. And I know a lot of free-to-play players who have hundreds of millions of gold like me. And so it really is, right? Like, for free-to-play players that grind their life away in the arena and have grinded their soul away from the arena, it was one of the best things ever. But so many of you have lives outside of this game, and even if you want to spend time in the game, you don't want to spend it in the arena, and I don't blame you at all. So when it comes to things that you struggle with, it's not even getting 6-star shards or tier 2 alpha. It's actually, in some ways, more difficult for some summoners who've reached out to me recently to get tier 4 basic, tier 4 class catalysts than it is to get tier 2 alpha and tier 5 basic. But regardless, gold and ISO are your top 2 needs. So many of those summoners traded in what little gold they had a month ago, not realizing that they would grow to potentially regret it a month later. What we have seen, especially at the top tiers of Cyber Weekend, is the opportunity to gain rank up gems and especially crystal shards, as usual, in a historically easy fashion. This is particularly true because for the first time for Cavaliers and Thronebreakers, we've seen them put these Cavalier Nexus crystals essentially for free, I guess you could say, in addition, which these things give you more good champions, more opportunities for 5-star champions, 6-star champions, 5-star Nexus, 6-star Nexus, etc. So I have heard, probably at least 15 of the same story in the first 24 hours that this Cyber Weekend event has been going on, of people who say, Prof, I hit the jackpot. I got like 5 champions that I want to rank up. But because of last month's offer, I have no gold. And I am stuck. But that's not just the only reason. Because Kabam has done this evil genius thing of keeping the gold ratio for offers the exact same for Thronebreaker and Cavalier players as it is for everybody else. And yes, you uncollected players get screwed more than anybody else because you're grouped in with level 5 summoners. And we've talked about that now for months, going back to that Grandmaster Daily Special that used to be one of the few things you got to hold your hat on, and then Kabam wanted to make a ton more money, and so they just gave everybody level 5 and above the access to the same thing that it took you to beat the Collector to get. Look, I get the frustration, right? So why does this matter, right? Why am I making such a big deal about this? Well, when you are starting out, let's talk about that level 5 player, for example. You're mainly ranking up 2 stars, 3 stars, maybe 4 stars. So 50,000 gold is a decent amount to use for ISO to put into those champions. But we're now talking about people at the top who are mostly taking 6 stars up. Maybe 5 stars to rank 5, but mostly 6 stars. The amount of ISO and gold that it takes to take a 6-star up to even rank 2 is crazy high. And Kabam has refused to change the retail price of gold to when 3-star champions were like 5-star champions 5 years plus ago. And they're doing this by design because the economy of the game has shifted. It's shifted from mainly having Kabam make money off of crystal shards to Kabam making money off of gold and ISO deals, and especially seeing the nerf, and we'll do a video describing this more in detail because I have the receipts, as I like to say. I've taken the screenshots from past years. They've nerfed the Sigstone deal to the ground for Thronebreakers, for both 6-star and 5-star. And that's by design, because they want people to get their favorite 6-star champions and not be able to take them close to max sig. In the next month, I expect to see major offers for a number of things, especially gold, ISO, 6-stones, and even awakening gems. But all of this also means, as part of this evil genius plan, that the more desperate you are for gold, the more desperate you're going to be to buy units for greater gifting crystals, because gold is a significant part of those crystals. And even though I never care about that part of it because I'm Scrooge McDuck or Oprah or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or whatever you want to call it when it comes to gold, so many people aren't. So, yeah, they'll be just as happy to hit the RNGesus lottery for gold in the greater gifting crystals as they would be anything else in those. I've known people who are much more desperate to get gold than they don't care about 6-star shards comparatively, you know? So, we celebrated last month. We celebrated the opportunity to trade in our gold. And my trust issues warning sign in my head kind of flashed, and I kept thinking, Kabam wouldn't just do this for nothing. Why wouldn't they give this to us this summer? Why wouldn't they give this to us in the spring? Why is it so close to Cyber Weekend? Oh, right. Of course. The economy of the game has shifted. They know with Nexus Cavalier Crystals, and shoot, we got a version, they didn't call it this, but this thing, this 2020 6-star champion selector, it's what we thought we were getting a year and a half ago in the summer of 2020 for the Wish Crystal, because whatever champion you wish to select, you can. But again, let's say you selected Apocalypse or Cosmic Ghost Rider, you know? You still gotta take them up. And 500,000 gold for that many units is insanely pathetic. That's $50 worth of gold for 24,000 units worth of purchases. $50 worth of gold for $800 worth of purchases, or $600 worth of purchases. In order for this to even be the same ratio, this would need to be 5 million gold. Kabam's never going to give that to us because they want you to get desperate for it. And in this case, that desperation will hopefully lead to impulse buys, not just in separate gold offers, but especially in gifting crystals. And look, if I was them, I'd probably do the same thing because this is where the economy of the game is. But now that we know what their game plan is, especially since this is the first year of the gold trade-in event, it's just important to remember the lessons learned from 2021, because you better believe I'll be talking about this in 2022. It is my job on my channel to remember these things and to help summoners be responsible with their resource allocations. Kabam got us again. And trust me, to end this year, my trust issues are as bad as ever. Thanks, Kabam. My therapist knows you by name.